Activated.
Analyzing.
Update complete.
The Commonwealth Civil War, which would ultimately become known as the First Systems Commonwealth Civil War, or, to some, the Nietzschean Rebellion, was one of the greatest conflicts the universe had ever seen. To really delve into the Civil War, we need to better understand both the Commonwealth and the Nietzscheans. The Commonwealth was an interstellar central government that was comprised of multiple different races and spanned at least 3 galaxies. It had endured for 5,000 years and had brought stability and technological advancement throughout the galaxy. Of these technological advancements, medicine was one of the premier attributes of the Commonwealth, being able to cure both plagues and disease with ease. The Nietzscheans were a subspecies of humans known as Homo sapiens invictus. While a full breakdown of their genesis and culture is outside the scope of this lore breakdown, it is important to know that they would find their start when a scientist and up to 3,000 humans would leave Earth and make for their own destiny. These people would settle and begin to model their culture around perfection, breeding for attributes that the culture considered admirable and necessary. This included strength, attractiveness, among other qualities. This would cause the Nietzscheans to ultimately fracture into prides. Different prides would breed for specific genetic preference, some for strength, some for attractiveness, others for intelligence. Every pride would be different. The Nietzscheans would grow to be a powerful empire, holding domain over multiple planets. The Commonwealth and Nietzschean Empire would make first contact almost 144 years after the humans of the 3000 had left Earth. The Nietzscheans were elated that they were reunited with their human cousins and ultimately would become a strong ally of the humans and then a member of the Commonwealth. The Nietzscheans would serve in every capacity for the Commonwealth but be among its most trusted soldiers. And the Nietzschean Empire would continue to be loyal for centuries, though ultimately discord would begin to fester within the prides. Many would consider the Commonwealth to have become decadent, soft. Ironically, they wouldn't be wrong. The Commonwealth was the most powerful entity in the known universe. It was rare that it would be opposed. Because the Commonwealth was so powerful, most species would begin to indulge in other proclivities. The ability for the Commonwealth to defend itself would begin to diminish. The Commonwealth could create massive ships, true. They did have the Andromeda Ascendant, but many within the prides argued that the Commonwealth would not be able to win any major engagement. They didn't know how to fight. Even with the decadence and weakness, most prides of the Nietzschean Empire would still be loyal to the Commonwealth. This would change, however, after the Magog-Commonwealth War. The Commonwealth was caught completely by surprise when the Magog launched an all-out assault on the Commonwealth system, Brandenburg Tor. Ultimately, Brandenburg would fall, outnumbered 100 to 1. For 15 years, the Magog and Commonwealth would fight each other in a never-ending war of attrition. Though, from what I could gather, the Commonwealth was winning. The Magog were slowly but surely losing this war, one piece at a time. But it was long, and it was bloody. In the conflict, Nietzscheans would dedicate their entire empire to winning the war. Entire Nietzschean colonies and worlds would be overrun and destroyed by the Magog. Nietzschean soldiers would fight and give their lives in an effort to try to stop the stem of the Magog that attacked from all sides. So it's not surprising it would feel like a betrayal when the Commonwealth would sign the Treaty of Antares. This would create peace with the Magog. The Commonwealth felt that it wouldn't be worth the cost in both manpower and resources to reclaim these planets. All the prides would unite and decide to destroy the Commonwealth after this cowardice. For years, the Nietzscheans would build fleets in secret, sometimes outright producing military ships, other times building transports that could be quickly modified into fighting vehicles. Luckily for the Commonwealth, well, if you can call it luck, a black hole would suddenly form near colonized worlds where a fleet was being built in secret. The Andromeda Ascendant would arrive to assist in the rescue and be ambushed by the fleet. The crew of the vessel would be able to evacuate and get back to the Commonwealth to warn the High Guard of the betrayal of the Nietzscheans. This before the Nietzschean Empire had really been ready to attack. Even with this early warning, it would be dire. To quote the Andromeda Ascendant's AI, the Commonwealth hadn't fought a war, a real war, in over 1,000 years. Whereas for the Nietzscheans, every day is a battle. The High Guard had 10 times the ships that the Nietzscheans did, but it wouldn't matter. High Guard was not prepared for battle-ready soldiers. The Commonwealth Civil War would last for up to 3 to 5 years. It would be bloody, and ultimately both sides would resort to atrocities and destruction of each other's planets. Even though the Nietzscheans were outmatched 10 to 1, both sides would completely destroy each other. Neither side would surrender, each fighting to the last man. The final conflict would come at the Battle of Witch Head, where 100 Commonwealth ships would engage 500 Nietzscheans. It would ultimately result in a Commonwealth defeat. The Civil War would end here, the Commonwealth fractured and dissipated. The Magog would invade, taking wide swaths of space. Individual prides within the Nietzschean Empire would vie for control, and ultimately, the Nietzscheans would fracture themselves and fall to civil war. There would be no one to defend against the Magog, to stop pirating, to stop raiders, to stop disease, nor defend those who needed it. The universe no longer had the Commonwealth to protect it, nor the Nietzschean Empire to lord over it. The long night had fallen upon the universe.